Now the one last type of expansion card that I want to talk about is something called a riser card, and we really don't see this much anymore. The idea behind these riser cards, or what's also sometimes referred to as a daughter board, is in the older days, and it's not to say that we don't have any of this anymore, but it was more common in the older days. Instead of having that tower type computer case, we actually had something that was called a desktop computer case, where the computer actually laid horizontal and it would go under your monitor, right? You'd put your monitor on the computer case. And so since the computer was laying sideways, and it was a very slimline type model, what we had to do was we couldn't fit the expansion cards in vertically the way the slots were originally designed. So these daughter boards or riser cards were designed to basically extend the expansion slot up and then perpendicular with the original slot, as you can see here with the PCI slot being given as the example here. Again, you don't see it as much anymore because you don't see as much of today's slimline desktop computers. Although you do, in some cases, even have a slimline tower computer. But some of those, with some of the cards they have these days, they're also slimline cards. They're half-height cards instead of having to go to these riser cards to make it perpendicular to all fit in. But anyway, yeah, I want to make sure you know what they are in case you get asked about them. Maybe you see an old computer. And again, I always like for you to understand some of the history about how things used to be. But that does pretty much take us to the end. Or I won't even say pretty much. It does take us to the end. It got to be definitive there. It takes us to the end of this lesson. And again, kind of short, to the point. Talk to you about the different types of expansion cards, to the different peripherals that we can add to our computer systems. And these are all peripherals. These are all components that are going to connect into the motherboard somehow, and that's why we have to have some form of expansion card or expansion chip. So that's it. I thank you for watching the lesson, and I will see you in the next one.